This past Wednesday, I celebrated my 70th birthday. So, these days, what happens is you get a lot of text messages and Facebook and Messenger messages. So, thank you to all of you who wished me well as I may cross that magic line to the 70s. One text message I was intrigued by. The friend asked a question first. What makes your heart sing was the question. And then it was followed by, I pray that may happen today. Happy birthday. I think, what makes your heart sing? So initially I thought, well, what does make my heart sing? I'm not sure. I have to think about that a little bit. What makes my heart sing? I think, just being with friends, enjoying a beautiful piece of music. I had a bike ride this afternoon on the Wabash. It was wonderful. Being there under the canopy of trees and the fresh air, biking, makes my heart sing. I've asked a few people, and I think because, I wear this collar, they think it must be a religious answer. Oh, what makes my heart sing when I pray? Well, maybe. That would be wonderful if that happened. But I'm not asking, what makes your heart sing? Being with your grandkids, looking at your children, reading a good book, listening to a beautiful piece of music, enjoying friends. What makes your heart sing? And shouldn't we all want more of that? This is what brings us joy. So I think most of the time if you ask people how it's going, they'll talk about how hard they're working. And I think, I don't want to hear about that. So I think that's a better question now. I'm going to start asking like he did. What makes your heart sing? What is bringing you joy now? I think the gospel today reveals to us what makes Jesus' heart sing. He is praying. The prayer has been split up over 3 years. For this Sunday, for the last 2 years, we've gotten part of the prayer. So each time it's a little different. It's a long prayer. So this is the end of the prayer. And if you paid attention, Jesus was praying about you. The earlier parts of the prayer were about the disciples. But this third part is about you and me. People who will believe in him because somebody else told us about him. So what makes his heart sing is he wants you to have a unity with him that has the same unity as he has with God. That brings Jesus joy. That's what he came to do. And then he continues to say he wants that love that makes that unity happen be in you. The power of God's love in each one of us makes Jesus' heart sing. Then he is delighted. And maybe it's a challenge or a warning on the consequences of that for you and for me. Because if we can know that gift from God, to be that loved, to be that one with God, then we will be one with each other. And the world for us will be different. The world will be changed. And to give an example of that change, the church gives us that reading of the Acts of the Apostles. And you think, oh, Stephen's death? Stephen's being stoned, this first martyr for Jesus? How is that connected with anything about Jesus singing or happy? But pay attention to what Stephen is doing in the midst of all that is going on all around him. So the crowd is angry. The crowd wants him dead because he's proclaiming Jesus as Lord. And in the midst of their anger, in the midst of their picking up stones, what does Stephen see? Jesus. He sees Jesus in heaven. And then he acts like Jesus. Because while he's being killed, he repeats what Jesus said on the cross. Forgive him. Don't hold it against him. As he's dying, he acts just like Jesus. Because the oneness is there. So maybe a challenge, maybe a comfort for us that there's a consequence to the oneness and the love. That we are transformed and our world is transformed. Jesus tells us in that second reading today from the book of Revelation. It's the very end of the book. So it's like reading to the end and cheating and knowing the end of the story. And so what Jesus tells us at the end of the story is he's there and you're there. He is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. All things are his. He is the morning star. And you are there, clothed with white robes, because what made his heart sing was he could bring you home.